Hi again, and welcome back to our OPIC series. Today, we'll focus on part 1 of the OPIC test, the personal questions. These are the warm-up questions. They're simple, but they're also a chance to show you can speak naturally. In this video, I'll show you what questions you can expect, how to answer naturally and not too short, how to avoid robotic answers, how to expand your answers with details, and we'll practice together. Let's get started. In part 1, you'll hear easy personal questions about your daily life. Some examples are, what do you usually do on weekends? What kind of food do you like? Where do you live? Tell me about your hometown. These are meant to help you relax and start speaking. But even though they're simple, some students give very weak answers here, and that's a missed opportunity. Here are 2 big mistakes to avoid. First, saying only a few words. For example, pizza or I live in Seoul. These 2 answers are too short. Another big mistake is memorizing a perfect script that sounds robotic. Here's an example. There are 3 reasons why I like spring. First, the weather is warm. Second, the flowers bloom. Third, I can go outside more. That sounds kind of formal, like you're reading from a textbook. And people rarely talk like that in real life. Instead, you can answer like you're talking to a friendly person. Add 1 or 2 details: who, when, where, and why. You can also use simple connectors like and, because, and so. And of course, try to sound relaxed and real. Let's practice with some examples. Example 1.
What do you usually do on weekends?
Instead of simply saying, I go to the park, you can say something like, I usually go to the park near my house on weekends. If the weather is bad, I stay home and watch a movie instead. Here's an even better answer. On weekends, I usually go to the park near my house. I like walking there because it helps me relax. If it rains, I stay home and watch a movie or cook something new. Now it's your turn to practice. Listen to the question, pause the video, and say your answer out loud.
What do you usually do on weekends?
Great. If you couldn't say much this time, don't worry. You can rewind and try again. The more you practice, the easier it gets. Second example. Tell me about your hometown. A bad answer is something like, it's small. This answer is way too short. Now here's a better answer. My hometown is a small city near Busan. It's very quiet and I like the mountains around it. There's also a big market where I go with my family on weekends. Now, it's your turn to practice. Pause the video if necessary.
Tell me about your hometown.
Now let's go to the third example. The question is, what kind of food do you like? And an example of a terrible answer is chicken. It's way too short. Now, here's a better answer. I really like fried chicken because it's crispy and delicious. I usually eat it with my friends on Friday nights. Now it's your turn. What kind of food do you like? Awesome. Now here's our fourth example. What do you usually do after work or school? Instead of simply saying, I watch TV, you can say something like, after work, I usually watch TV or play games for a while. Sometimes I meet my friends at a cafe to chat and relax. Your turn.
What do you usually do after work or school?
Example 5. Do you prefer mornings or evenings? Saying just evenings is bad. Now you can add more details, like why you like evenings more. For example, I prefer evenings because I feel more relaxed after work. I usually take a walk or watch a drama before going to bed. Your turn.
Do you prefer mornings or evenings?
Here's a quick way to make your answers longer and more interesting. Ask yourself these questions. Who do I do this with? Where do I do it? When? How often? Why? For example, instead of simply saying I like Korean barbecue, you can add more details. Like, I like Korean barbecue because it's fun to cook the meat at the table. I usually go with my coworkers after work. When you need a moment to think, you can use these phrases. Let me think. Well, one thing I can say is, how can I say this? These make you sound more relaxed and natural. To review, don't just give one-word answers. Add small details and reasons. Speak like you're talking to a friend. Don't memorize a perfect script. With practice, part 1 becomes very easy. In the next video, we're going to try something different, a practice test for part 1. You'll hear 6 real OPIC style questions, just like on the test. I won't give you any hints during the questions, so it will feel like the real thing. At the end, I'll share some good sample answers at 2 levels. One set for novice high to intermediate low, and another for intermediate mid to intermediate high. So make sure you watch the next video and try it out. It's a great way to test yourself and get ready for the real exam. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.